All right. Okay. Sochan for sale and picks for Fox. You guys are way okay. The chat is super reactionary right now. I'm just gonna give you my thoughts overall about this game, and we'll end the segment. Okay. You guys are actually like losing it right now. I know that you feel embarrassed. Okay. Obviously, me as a Spurs fan, I'm not too happy about this loss either. I mean, I kind of felt the loss coming mid fourth. I was like, all right, we have no momentum now. We're making a lot of mistakes. This is everything you could do to lose a game. The Spurs were doing pretty bad, pretty bad stuff. So, but at the end of the day, like I said, my opinion has not changed about this team. All right, they are a 500 team. I think you get 44 wins. I don't think they're a playoff team, and this is that type of game where these mistakes are going to keep showing itself. I mean, not constantly, but every now and then, every couple weeks, or a week and a half, we're going to be reminded of why the Spurs are a 500 team. I don't necessarily agree with, and I felt like this at the beginning of the season, but not anymore. I don't necessarily agree if people say that we're better than our record. I don't think so. I think the Spurs really are just a 500 team. At times they look really great. At times they look pretty bad, or they make young mistakes, bad mistakes, and that's a 500 team that does that, right? You don't have to be perfect every single night, but you got to be better than that. That's all I'm saying. So not surprised that they would lose a game like this. I know that we have high regards for them because Wemby is so great, and because it seemed as if last game that Devin Vassell started finding his footing again, and Sochan had a good game in this one, but it's obvious that he's coming off of an injury or whatnot. I mean, they only played him 27 last game. They only played him 26. I saw a lot of people in the chat also getting on to Mitch Johnson, which, yeah, I mean, sure, some of the lineups were a little strange. Can someone in the chat tell me, though, I do want to know this, Zach Collins. I actually don't agree with Zach Collins not seeing the floor at all, right? I felt like Bassey was struggling defensively. He was struggling defense. Now, he is who I thought he was. Like, I don't think Bassey's like a star player or anything, but was something wrong with Zach? I agree with you. Zach Collins should come in for Wemby first, I think. Yeah, I didn't understand that. Mamu over Zach Collins. Well, Zach Collins is a better defender than Mamu. I did not understand Collins not playing at all. I think that one thing that we're seeing that's kind of hurting us a little bit is it might be one of those situations where on paper or because we know the Spurs are huge analytics guys, right? Like Pop would do it as well. He's huge on the analytics, so he's going to put the best possible team analytically out there, and sometimes he'll put his little tweak on it. And I think the Spurs are doing that a little like too heavy to the fact where maybe on paper Bassey is the best lineup in this game, but it was very obvious early on that this was not working. So I was just wondering where the heck was Zach, I don't think Zach Collins is a savior. I don't think Bassey's a savior for our backup big situation. But at the same time, I do not understand that. Don't act like Collins is our salvation. I don't. I just said that. I said he's not our savior or anything. I just didn't. I mean, maybe he would have done a slightly better job. It's not that Collins plays bad defense, right? It's not that he plays bad defense. It's just that Collins is just a little undersized to try to run center. But Bassey made some pretty bad mistakes, I thought. So overall, like I said, this team, is it embarrassing? Yes. As a fan, I'm sure you feel embarrassed. Like, oh my God, like, I was just on Twitter talking so highly about this team, and then you lay this type of egg. I understand it. I completely understand it, but no one's more embarrassed than the team right now. Did you guys see Wembanyama on that bench? He looked pretty upset. M says Sochan just looked like he taking up space. Oh, that's Chris. Okay, I like you, Chris, so I'm not going to go off. I actually like you a lot. That's not true, but I do like you a lot. You did upset me by saying you didn't watch Old Boy because of the subtitles. I don't like that. That does make me angry. Wemby was gassed. You think so? They took a while to put him back in the game at the end of the fourth. I still don't like the immense amount of 3-pointers when we don't have to sometimes, I feel like and this is going to change. This is just a temporary thing. We just got to deal with it for this season, I'm sure. But like, I do get a little irritated with any line of resistance on the defensive end. Victor Wembanyama gives up the ball. Like, it's very rare where I see Victor Wembanyama gets moved out of his spot and kind of attempt to fight through it, and make a move to fight through it. He would just give it up. He would just pass it out. That happens a lot. And I don't like it. He'll pass it out, get back behind the 3-point line, get the ball and shoot it. I do not like that. I hope that can change. I mean, they literally had Lonzo, which is not saying Lonzo's a bad defender or nothing, but it was oftentimes they had Lonzo Ball on Wemby, and then Wemby move out of spots and just give it up. I hate it. Anyways, Sochan should totally be packaged for Fox. Not worth the extension money. I'm going to tell you guys this right now, okay? I'm going to say this with my whole chest, all right? Sochan is not the issue, okay? Sochan is not the problem. And I think that that's very short-sighted if you look at Sochan and the skill set that he has and thinks that he's the problem. It could very well be the fact that the Spurs are young. That's one thing that we probably should throw out there first and foremost. But secondly, we just don't have the team that we need right now. We need a starting small forward, right? We all know that Barnes is a placeholder for now. We need a backup center to Wemby, and Chris Paul won't be here forever. We'll need another point guard, and I'm hoping that Castle can be that, but he's a combo guard. He can do lots of different things. We just need more, and you're not going to get it right now, just like that. But just throwing out Sochan and saying it's Sochan's fault because he's not giving you 53s a game is absolutely asinine. Okay? You can have a championship team and have a player that's a starter that's not a volume shooter. You can have that. He does a lot of things on the court. He plays good defense, high basketball IQ on the offensive end, makes good cuts. He's a good rebounder. He does a lot of things. He's a good player. It's like Draymond. I swear, dude. I saw the Warriors fans do the same thing with Draymond. Now people sit back and everyone says Draymond Green was so essential. He was so important to that team. Dude, I remember when the Warriors were first going on their runs, everybody just thought that Draymond was just a liability. Everyone thought that. They're like, he's just a liability. Wait till the Spurs get the appropriate guys on this team. Wait till they appropriately be able to build around Vic. We will be completely fine. Vic needs another offseason. All these guys need another offseason. Well, a few of them need another offseason. They'll be totally fine. Let it go into the draft, and you'll be cool. That's all it is. Jeremy plays winning basketball. He does play winning basketball. Seeing Ultimate saying you're just trolling. You guys are tripping tonight. You need to be more consistent with your takes, okay? Because there's nights where we come in here and Sochan goes off on one game, and I sit back and I'm like, oh, he had a good offensive game, but that's not really what I rely on him for. And I think that he's done a lot of other things that's more impressive. And everyone would just say, Sochan is so great. And then it's a game like this, which he didn't even have a bad game statistically, so I don't even know where it's coming from. And he's coming off an injury, and everyone's like, he got to go. I don't know, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. This game felt like a flashback of last season because they're a 500 team. And that's okay. Sochan is always hurt. Just trade him. That seems like that. You guys are trolling me. I don't know how people are blaming Sochan. I don't think anybody watched the game. I'll be real with you. This might be mean to say. I don't think you guys watched the game. I really don't think you watched the game. I think a lot of times people catch the end of these games or like maybe the highlights or whatever. They go to the stat sheet and then just blame somebody. In this game in particular, I really don't know why Sochan name comes up at all. I don't know. If you watched it, the Spurs just really laid an egg in that fourth quarter, man. As a team. As a complete team. They win as a team, they lose as a team. As a complete package, the fourth quarter was horrible. Look at this. You had a 97-82 lead. Giddey make a 2-point shot. Zach LaVine made a 3. Zach LaVine made another 3. Keldon Johnson had a floating jump shot. No one did anything. Keldon Johnson missed the free throw. Steph Castle missed the free throw. Yeah, I mean they just grinded back. And we made too many mistakes. It felt like there were a lot of offensive fouls that they called on us. Yeah, this Charles Bassey turnover was really bad. Oh, maybe it wasn't that one. It might not have been that one. I don't think it was the Charles Bassey turnover. It was, I think it was another play. I mean, Vic came in and then Nikola hit a 3-pointer. Like, I don't know. I thought Sochan missed a 3 and then Victor missed a 3 in crunch time. Oh yeah, see, yeah, Sochan missed a 3, and then Vic missed a 3. And in a close game, this is what I don't understand. Okay, the Sochan shot was completely wide open. Okay, I will admit that. All right, I will admit that it was wide open. Whatever, right? I'll deal. But just in general, I'm not a fan of all the 3-point shots that the Spurs attempt in crunch time. I mean, look at this. You got Vic taking a 25-foot 3, a pull-up at that, a pull-up jump shot when you're only up by 1. Right? I think the left is Spurs, yeah. You're only up by 1? It's like you're trying to get the game over with. I don't like it. So, yeah, take a pull-up 3-point shot. And they have all the momentum right now, right? We desperately need to get in the paint. And then you got a Victor 21-foot pull-up jump shot. And then you have a Devin Vassell bad pass turnover. And wasn't there another 3? Okay, no, that was the 8 seconds left. And then you got a Victor, missed 3 at the end. But I guess at that point, you put yourself in a situation where you had to attempt that. It was just ugly, bro. The execution was ugly. Not attacking the rim, not getting, finding ways to get closer to the basket. It was just overall ugly. The bad pass was to Sochan. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember. Yeah, because Devin Vassell drove in, and then yeah, I remember. Just ugly. I just overall, it was pretty bad. Okay, should I just screenshot everybody in the chat that says Sochan is bad? I should probably just screenshot all of you. And then in a couple seasons when the Spurs are making deep playoff runs, I don't want to hear anybody come in here and, say, wait, man, Sochan was... I don't want to hear it. I should just hold receipts for everybody in chat right now. To be fair, not everyone in chat is like being silly like that, but... It does get frustrating on my part, though, because it's like I can explain all day why he's important to the team, but if he's not making, 5 threes a game, no one cares. Clan, I'm on record, want to be known as a Sochan fan. Sochan is great. Sochan is very important. Okay. Oh, that's good, Chris. All right, some good news. All right, everybody's being silly, but I got some good news. Chris says, hey, bro, Death Note is legit. I like it. Good. Wait, last stream we told him to watch Death Note. Well, I guess I told him to watch Death Note. Good. I'm happy, man. Death Note's great. I told you. Hopefully this can transition you into more Japanese content. Then maybe we can get you into Korean content. And you can actually watch Old Boy without subtitles. Wait, not without subtitles. Without dub. Without the English dub. Just listen. Yeah. Read it. With subtitles. That's what I mean. Please stop bringing up Kai Soto. Ugh, who brought up Kai Soto? best news so far. That is good news. He's not good. Are you talking about me? Dude, I never bring up Kai Soto. Kai Soto is him. He's arguing with somebody in chat, I think. Dude, I've always said Kai Soto's pretty awful. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I see what's going on. Anyways, I'm not too shocked about this game. I don't think you guys should be upset. All right. I mean, you can be upset. I don't want to tell you how to feel, but I think your expectations or our expectations for the Spurs we need to enjoy these games. We need to have fun. We need to see, like, what is it that the Spurs need? What do we do well? What do we do poorly? And at the end of the day, I don't necessarily think that this is a playoff team, right? But that doesn't mean that we're not going to have fun. That doesn't mean that Victor won't be an all-star and we'll enjoy that, or he'll make history in that regard. It's lots of things to look forward to, right? We got the trade deadline coming up pretty soon. Like, there's some good stuff to look forward to. So I don't think that we need to just sit back and just get so angry and so amped. This isn't a playoff team. If they make the playoffs, I'll say I was wrong on it, right? I'm optimistic we beating Bucks on Wednesday. I think the Spurs can beat I think they can beat anybody, right? But it's 50-50. We're a 500 team. You know? You make a mistake here or there, and that's it. You know? I do think that this was one of our worst games, you know, in the fourth. But you can see how well they played for the majority of the game. It just is what it is, you know. This is what's going to happen. You got to be very mature. You got to make sure that you're not making silly mistakes. You can't just run off of crowd hype, you know, alone. You got to be able to execute when you need to, even when the crowd is against you. And it was just way too much momentum against the Spurs. Missed coverages. It was just bad. I mean, the fourth quarter was just bad. It was really bad. I thought the whole team, and even me, guys, who every single game I come in and I'm like, let me be honest, going through the players, and I say Keldon's defense was bad. Was it bad? Yes. But at the end of the day, it wasn't just Keldon's fault. It wasn't just Devin's fault. It wasn't just Victor's fault. It wasn't just Sochan's fault. This was a total team collapse. I couldn't pinpoint one play. Everyone made mistakes. Chris Paul made mistakes, which he shouldn't have. It was just weird, man. It was just weird. And yes, let's try our best not to have this "what have you done for me lately" mentality, right? I think a lot of times we go into these games, and when we lose, and as close as it is, we really hyper focus on the last 2 minutes, the last 3 minutes. This game was lost the entire fourth quarter. The Spurs prepared to lose this game since the beginning of the fourth. This wasn't a, we were going back and forth all game long, and then it came down to that one play, and we knew it was going to come down to that one play. The Spurs could have, and probably should have, convincingly beat the Chicago Bulls. But when you're a 500 team, you're going to make mistakes. When you're a young team, you're going to make silly mistakes. And the good news about all of this is that Chris Paul got on them pretty heavy. Okay, so any shame that you're feeling, I guarantee you, I mean, looking at that bench, they felt pretty silly. Malachi is a bucket. But I mean, we're not going to see him. It doesn't really seem like Mitch Johnson has any plans to give him or Wesley any minutes. And honestly, this game, as bad as the Spurs were playing, we could have used a Popovich spark, right? A Popovich, all right, screw it. All you guys are trash. Everyone sit. Malachi, Blake Wesley, Mamu, get out there, you know? Maybe would have kept that lead a little bit. We probably could have used that in this game, you know, because even though on paper, yes, this is the group that should have been out there, they as a team, they were playing pretty awful, right? So this would have been a nice, screw it. I don't care about the win or loss. Malachi, Blake, get in there. Make something happen. Mamu, do something. Make something happen. And usually that's all it takes, even if they're not as talented, right? I think the Spurs could have used that. Sure. I'm not mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that. Teams are going to figure out Wemby. You can see many commentators saying attack Wemby, posting them up. Oh, dude. Look, the whole offseason, I mean, teams have thought about it. They know how to attack Wemby. We saw it from like game 1, how teams are playing differently against Wemby. They're not just figuring it out. Teams attempt it. It's going to be up to Wemby to be able to, get better and better and play around that. But they figured out Wemby. Obviously figured out Wemby. They attacked him and he made 8 blocks. They can try. Yeah, it was 8 blocks, but you got to be kind of relentless with Wemby, right? If he doesn't have that size, you got to just keep doing it. You just got to keep going, keep going. You can't be hesitant against Vic. Clan, would you trade your kidney for Giannis? I do love Giannis. Maybe. You got to have heart to win. Sure. They have the talent, but they have no heart. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. I agree with the first part, but I think that was a little bit of a leap to say they don't have heart. I definitely believe... Gosh. You really want me to believe Keldon doesn't have heart? That's kind of crazy. Keldon has heart. Devin has heart. Chris Paul has heart. Man, I really wish Devin's shooting can get going, bro. It feels like it's been pretty bad for a minute now. Or am I crazy? Oh wait, I meant to go to game log. Yeah, it seems like it's been really bad. Let's just start from December. I guess we can only start from December, really. Yeah, 35% in December, but the month of January thus far, it's only 3 games with 20% from 3. But it's even all over the place. Even when you look at December, you got 4 for 5, 1 for 5, 0 for 4, 4 for 7, 0 for 6, 5 for 7, 0 for 4, 1 for 5, 1 for 4, 2 for... It is no consistency whatsoever. You can have a game where he shoots over 50% and then have a game where he shoots under 26. Like, that's crazy. Oh, wait, I'm looking at the wrong one. 50% and then under... it doesn't matter. It's still held true. The number of attempts, Clan? Jeez, yeah. Yeah, he's taking a lot. Keldon got swapped by P. Giddy. I'm not blaming one player for this loss, y'all. Everybody was pretty bad. Pretty bad. I'm just not gonna sit here and I just don't want a roller coaster, I want all of us to be pretty consistent with how we feel about things and give it a big enough sample size before you start to have an opinion about it, right? I don't think, people coming in and saying Sochan is trash. I don't know where that come from after this game, but overall, I wish that we would just kind of sit back and assess the team for what it is, what Sochan does well. Is that role that he brings to the Spurs, is it important for a future championship? All those things. And then I think that you can have a more well-rounded view of it. The only reason why I go into these streams and I'm so pessimistic sometimes towards Keldon is just because I've had years already, right? He's the longest tenured Spur. I know what he brings. I know what he does well. I know what he does poorly. And with the Spurs' newfound identity that they're attempting to create, sometimes I question whether or not that fits. But I wish people would do that with other players rather than we jump into a game and now we want this player traded and now we want this player traded. No, we want to keep him. We want to... It's like, good God, man. Can we please just chill out? That's all. That's all. Just wish we would assess things for what they are and rather than getting too crazy. A trade is a big deal, y'all. It's a big deal.